Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and happy 4th of July. How is everybody doing today? Welcome back to 4 Strategy Gaming. Today I will be doing a commentary for you between MVP's Tails, that is who this is, and OGS's NaDa. So yes, we do have NaDa versus Tails here on Metalopolis. This is a TVP, and once more, happy 4th. Hope everyone is going to have a great day. If you're not going to barbecue or do some fireworks or watch some fireworks or whatever, at least go enjoy the weather. Well, it's sunny here. I hope it's sunny where you are. But anyways, yes, I am back. I took a little vacation this weekend. Last weekend was Vegas. This weekend was a camping trip. And then, yeah, I'm going to be doing the commentary. Already released this week's Purgatory. And I also want to let you know that I am going to be releasing the scheduled Terran strategy video for today. It is Monday, so we've got a planned Terran strategy video. It may be a little bit late, though. I just wanted to inform you of that. After the recording of this particular commentary, I will be headed out for the day, going to a lake house and just going to enjoy the 4th with my friends. And yeah, but after that, I'll be back. I'll make that Terran strategy video, and we'll have that posted pretty much as soon as possible. So just to let you know, don't have a heart attack if you don't see it right away. And as I mentioned earlier, Purgatory is already up. We'll have this commentary, so hopefully that'll tie you over for the afternoon. Yeah, so that's about it. Anyways, yes, here we go. We can see Tails right now going pylon gateway right next to the mineral patch. I don't know why I decided to say that. I just felt like I'd say something because nothing really has gone on so far in the game. In fact, something really interesting to note. Two things to note, one of which, no gas here for NaDa. Second of which, neither player has scouted out the opponent right now. So, interesting indeed. So, yes, NaDa deciding Fast Expand is his build of choice in this particular game. We can see right now they are directly across from each other in terms of their map. They're straight, clear across the map from one another. That means they're, of course, not in close positions, either ground-wise or air-wise. This pretty much provides NaDa with the most amount of breathing room. Now, although he hasn't known this up until this point, once he does scout out Tails' base, still his particular build that he is going for, fast expansion, as we can see right here, 1 racks into expand, should turn to be pretty solid indeed. I mean, really, in all honesty, this quick expand build is much easier to pull off, obviously, when you are not in close positions, but that's fairly basic information. Back over here for Tails, still no scouting going on. He does have that Cybernex core coming out. Second assimilator is out before the Cybernex core finishes. That's, of course, something to note. Gateway, second gateway coming on in. Here comes that warp gate research as well as that first stalker. Now that stalker shouldn't make it out before the SCV makes it on into the base, so the SCV scout might be able to actually spot that double gas. I think he'll be moving in, and yes, he will be able to check it out, so we'll be spotting both gases here. Hopefully, no, you completely missed it. You completely missed the second gas. That's too bad. Back over here inside of NaDa's base, we can see, yes, second racks is up. Command center just about finished. He does have that refinery coming through, and here comes a third racks as well. So starting off with just the 1 racks into expand, then transitioning into 3 racks. Of course, bio heavy is going to be his likely build choice. That is pretty much the most effective against toss. It's what you will see most Terran players do. And there you go, Tails losing that scouting probe due to the Marines hunkered up here on the bottom of the ramp and up top on the high ground. Back over here, we do see that tech lab coming on through. Should be seeing a reactor coming at least for one of these racks as well. Stalker grabbing the Xel'Nagitar. Let's find out what Tails has decided to do. We do have that pylon over there. Still no major tech decisions as of yet. He is starting to float a little bit extra resources, and there is that expansion as a result, saving that up for that quick expand. So 2 racks expand. I haven't seen a lot of this personally. I see more typically 2 gate expand, but I see more typically either a 1 gate expand or a 3 gate expand. So very cool, very interesting decision here on Tails' behalf. Sentry heavy, obviously the decision when going for any quick expand build, getting at least a few sentries can help protect you against any sort of early aggression. The force fields being the major savior there. Still sitting pretty marine heavy. We do have Stimpack research coming out. NaDa still inside of his main base with his orbital command. You can see just working to saturate that main mineral line. He will of course transfer over and actually drop that expansion sometime soon. But one major thing that this does is not dropping it immediately and just relying on saturation of the main base. it denies Tails that scouting. You know, he did move down with this Stalker, and he was using that to scout and look for a fast expansion. But since NaDa hasn't actually transferred it down until now, Tails isn't aware of that. And at this point, there are just far too many units for Tails to actually push in and really scout and see that expansion being dropped. We can see Stalker trying to eke its way forward, but there are far too many Marines and Marauders there for him to actually push right on in. Back over here for Tails, inside of the main, transferring over some workers. We can see that Robo out. We'll be getting an observer first and foremost, and probably shooting that right on over to NaDa's base. NaDa does have a Ghost Academy coming out. Very nice. We will be seeing some Ghost play, so Bio Heavy, some Ghost thrown into the mix as well. Should be seeing that first Ghost produced right now. There it is. Will we have any research as well? We'll be interested to see if NaDa decides to get the Mobius Reactor or that Cloak research. Besides that, obviously, we'll be sitting Marine and Marauder heavy. That stim pack is just about finished. After that, likely to be seeing that Combat Shield and possibly Concussive Shell. He is sitting very Marine heavy, though, so Combat Shield would certainly be very beneficial. We do have the Observer Scout for Tails moving out right now. Looks like it will be taking a back route into NaDa's base and then heading clear across in that direction. Does have to be careful about getting spotted by that Ghost, though, because the EMP, of course, will drop the cloaking for the Observer and allow those Marines to shoot it right out of the sky. What does Tails have going on for transition? There we go, Robotics Bay coming out, so we'll be seeing Colossus here from Tails. Obviously the wise decision against any bio army, but there you go, Tails spotting the push from NaDa. NaDa moving across the map, dropping the scan though. NaDa spotting that observer, moving across, laying the scan down, taking that out, but here comes the push, and already, you know, Tails is aware of this, so he needs to get prepared. We'll be spreading out his units a bit to try to prevent any major loss from any EMPs, and again, we do have that first Colossus coming through. There we go, finish that up by chrono boosting, also chrono boosting out that thermal lance, but here comes the push from NaDa. NaDa getting ready, moving forward first with the EMPs. Nice landing on almost a third there of the army of Tails. Tails will be forced to push back. We're seeing some nice force field. Stim has gone down. There go the Colossus though, trying to do a lot of damage. You need to be careful again. Target fired very dangerously low, and it gets taken out. NaDa, very nice target firing down. That Colossus takes it out very quickly. Two Ghosts, couple Marines, and the Marauder gets dropped, but the push has done a bit of damage. The fact that he took out that Colossus and managed to keep these two Ghosts alive is really, really good for NaDa. Let's take a look at the units lost tab. Look at that. Tails in a devastatingly worse position right now than NaDa is. So NaDa sitting pretty at the moment. Certainly that engagement was worth it. Certainly paid off for him. We do have that transition into Medivacs that will be coming out shortly. In all honesty, NaDa may actually open up with just double Vikings, given the fact that he has spotted Colossus will be coming out for Tails. We've also got 4 more gateways coming on through. So Tails dropping an additional 4 gateways, will be continuing to work his way on through. Doesn't look like we are seeing an expansion from either player right now. So just will be working on the army to try to defend and or attack. We do have Tails moving out again with another observer, and of course we'll be scouting, checking the unit comp, and seeing if NaDa is planning an additional push, and it looks like he may very well be. So here's that hot swap. Probably will be using that factory as a scout as well, and actually will be opening up double medevac. Fairly confident with his Marine and Marauder army and their ability to snipe down any additional Colossus that may be coming out. We are seeing another reactor come down here as well, so we'll be trying to get some more Marines, and there's a tech lab for that. Rax scan getting dropped, taking out the observer. We do have a proxy pylon coming out, so Tails will be actually moving out with some counter aggression. He does have 1 Colossus out, 2 Colossus out, and are we seeing a third? Yes, a third is being made right now. Here goes that factory scout. Looks like, ooh, I'm not sure. I believe it may have scouted the fact that the push was coming. Now fully aware, NaDa seeing these units, he knows for certain right now that there is a push coming. So this is of course going to provide NaDa some ample time to prepare, and there's that preparation already moving forward with those Ghosts, so that once this push does come, he can land some critical EMPs before the engagement actually takes place. A factory scout getting taken care of. There we go. Now that it is burning, the factory scout is all gone. It is all done right now. Lots of gateways dropped. Again, we do have that thermal lance obviously finished right now. In terms of numbers, we do have 3 Colossus, and here comes a 4th as well for Tails. So Tails is getting ready for some major aggression. Here we go again with those Ghosts in the front. Some Vikings finally coming into play as well, knowing that he is going to be seeing some Colossus on a push fairly soon. He does of course want those Vikings, but this is going to be a pretty critical moment. It looks like Tails is getting ready to engage. He does have a fair amount of Colossus. He just of course has to be careful of those EMPs from NaDa. NaDa just with the 2 ghosts. They are sitting with quite a bit of energy, though, so there will be some EMPs, but here comes the engagement right now. Tails pushing forward. There goes the Guardian Shield. Are we going to see? Yes, big EMPs going down. Almost all of the shields of Tails units getting taken care of very quickly. Those Colossus doing a lot of work to the Bio Army. There we go. Marauders finally pushing forward with their stim, sniping down that Colossus, and see you later. The push of Tails has been successfully defended. All he really needs right now is a little bit of micro. Just stay away from the Zealots, and you are all set. See you later, Pylon. There's lost resources as well. And I am going to expect quite possibly a counterattack, maybe not a full-on push, but even just a drop could be pretty devastating. We do have NaDa getting ready to move into his 3rd expansion as well. Let's take a look again at the unit loss tab, and Tails just has been on the losing end of this entire game thus far. Really hasn't managed to do any substantial damage and has certainly taken quite a few losses. NaDa just re-rallying his troops, getting out a couple more medevacs here as well, sitting with 4 medevacs, 4 Vikings, and a nice bio mix. Pretty Marauder heavy, although he does have a fair amount of Marines mixed in there as well. We'll be coming out with some more Vikings here. No major upgrades coming out on that Ghost Academy. Another factory getting dropped here as well, possibly because he wants to drop another starport, and he did lose that scouting factory. That is, of course, an inherent disadvantage to scouting with that factory. The fact that you may lose it stops you from making any additional starports. Some shots going off on that Colossus, dropping down all of its shields pretty much. And here comes the engagement. Stim going forward. Do we have any more EMPs? I do not see those ghosts dropping any EMPs. Not sure where they are. He may have actually very well lost them. Yes, it looks like he did lose those. So just moving forward with his general bio and those Vikings. Managed to take out one of those Colossus. Still 1 remaining. 2 in play now. Second one did just come through. Another observer moving out here as well, and it looks like NaDa is actually retreating back to his main base. Very interesting that he decides to do that. Really surprised that he really actually hasn't moved into the 3rd expansion of Tails. As we can see, Tails is actually moving up to actually get that taken care of right now, but I'm surprised he didn't scout that after that push. I know he had sent out a Marine scout and did check for it initially. Obviously that fog of war was lifted over here, but he should have probably sent 1 Marine and maybe just had it chill out behind just to see when this expansion happened, and that way he may have been able to do some drops. And it looks like actually NaDa will be moving up into the high yield, deciding to take the high yield as his expansion of choice. We do have an observer and a zealot moving forward, and they will be checking and actually scouting out the fact that here drops this expansion. It looks like the zealot was actually rallied, going to be moving over here and checking any possible expansions that may be dropped in this direction as well. Dropping a scan, that does take care of the observer. There are the remnants of it on the ground over there. We do have the zealot moving across with the scout. Another factory scout moving across actually as well, so he wasn't even bothering to get another starport, but just wanted a secondary factory scout. And this, of course, is why he didn't bother scouting with any units. He'd rather lose this factory than lose any additional units. Although this factory, it's a pretty hefty loss, especially given the fact that they do cost 100 vet speed. But obviously NaDa is a professional player. He knows what he's doing, so I will not question him whatsoever. We do have these 2 ghosts moving across right now. Lots of Marines and Marauders as well. Look at the size of that army. Let's take a comparison between the 2. NaDa sitting at a comfortable lead at about 30+ army supply, as opposed to what Tails has at the moment. Lots of Vikings leading the way here as well. Some scans going down, checking that expansion, and NaDa will, of course, push forward with ease to try to take this out. Vikings leading the way. We'll be trying to snipe down any Colossus. Here comes the engagement. Stim going down. Where in the air are the EMPs? There are no shields remaining here for the Protoss army of Tails, and that is not good at all. The Ghost just devastating that army, dropping all of those shields, and there is the GG from Tails. NaDa opened up this game with a 1 Rax into quick expand build, while Tails opted for a 2 gateway expand using sentries as early game defense. NaDa was the first aggressor, moving out with a 9-minute push with these 2 ghosts here, dropping some fairly impressive EMPs. He was able to do quite a bit of damage. Now we did see at that same time Tails did come out with the Colossus, but with some great target firing and scanning of the high ground, NaDa was able to drop that as well, so definitely a successful push initially here for NaDa. Tails tried moving out for a counterattack at the 13-minute mark. However, NaDa was more than prepared. We're going to see again some very solid EMPs with the Vikings in the front. He had no problem taking care of those Colossus. And as you can see again, Tails' army just getting mopped up by the superior unit composition and army size here for NaDa. NaDa then took his 3rd at the high yield expansion, while Tails moved into his natural 3rd. NaDa was able to spot Tails' 3rd with his factory scout, and as we're going to see here with some clutch EMPs and nice spreading of his army, he was able to once more mop up everything that Tails had, and that is what forced the GG. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed this commentary. Pretty interesting game between these two players. As stated earlier, I will be heading out for the afternoon to enjoy some 4th of July and have some fun and festivities. However, I will be returning and you will be getting that scheduled Terran strategy video later in the day, so stay tuned for that. So once more, thanks again for watching, guys. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, keep watching and keep owning.